Hey Flosstube, welcome back to Coco the Creative. I'm Coco, and this is Flosstube number 10. It hasn't been that long since I filmed Flosstube number 9, but I'm actually about to go on a trip and like a long weekend trip. We'll be there until Monday. And I just don't know when I'm going to film again when I get back because we're going to have Halloween and then it's going to be November and I have some like indie author related goals in the month of November. I'm not doing what's it called? NaNoWriMo. I'm not doing that. Those of you who are not familiar, NaNoWriMo is when you commit to a major writing project throughout the month of November. Most people use NaNoWriMo to get out the first draft of an entire novel. So a lot of writers will pledge 50,000 words. But you can pledge as much as you want. I've pledged 25,000 words, which is like, yeah, like half of a novel. But it's kind of like a crazy time for writers. I'm not participating in that this year. Nope. But I have other things that I'm trying to accomplish. So I just don't really know when I'll get back to filming a video. So I wanted to have one for you guys to enjoy. So, and I was just feeling in the mood. I was feeling stitchy today. I finally got some time to myself. My kids have had like so many days off from school. Like my son just got off of like a 4-day weekend. I'm just like, okay, can we just like when can the kids just start going to school, you know, all the days, all 5 days of the week, back to back. Like there's just been lots of holidays and different things like that. So yeah, uh, I am drinking tea today. I haven't had a drink in a while with my videos, and it's kind of my thing, so I want to bring it back. So this is just store brand ginseng lemongrass combined with peach tea. So the ginseng lemongrass, it's a little caffeinated, and then the peach tea is an herbal tea. There's no caffeine in it. And I'm not drinking it with any sugar or honey today. It's just more like a palate cleanser. What did I have? I had like a Jamaican patty and a banana for breakfast. So this is just to kind of cleanse the palate, warm my stomach up. Okay. So I have all my notes right here. All right, so let's talk about progress. So after Sampler September, I was kind of in a weird state. I just didn't feel like I felt really turned off by all of my projects, all of my possible, like all of my like active, semi-active WIPs. And the only thing I wanted to stitch was the underwater tapestry. And even that was, some days I just didn't want to stitch that. So I just said, okay, Coco, just give it time. Excuse me. Just give it time. You'll get back into, you'll pick them back up. Yeah. And I just gave myself a break. And I think I've already talked about some of the WIPs I've been leaning towards in my last video. But Titus is the first one that I put back into the WIP rotation. And I decided that my ornamental eggs were going to go back into the WIP rotation. And I showed a little haul last time. I showed some stuff from Bestitch Me, which I am now incorporating into my ornamental eggs. And also, the ornamental eggs are going to come with me on my trip. I'm going to Kansas City. We're meeting up with family. We have family that lives over on the like Missouri side of Kansas City. And yeah, I actually really like bringing my cross stitch on big trips like this, because like longish plane rides, because it makes the flight just go by so much faster. And yeah, I can just like tune out the whole world and focus on my stitch. So I'm excited to bring some new stitches and see what it's like to stitch them on a plane. Um, but yeah, so I'll talk about that later. And then I have another piece that I have put into the WIP rotation, and this is like my most challenging, um, like the piece that requires all my concentration, which is what I was doing with my samplers. And then I just really needed a break from concentrating that hard on stuff. So yeah, and I've already talked about this WIP before. It was a new start. So yeah, I'll save that towards the end. And then I have a little bit of stash to show you. And I've been showing you a lot of like Joy Autumn stash. And today I'm going to show you some of the things I've gotten off of Etsy, but I haven't started at all. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so first we're going to do Titus. I'm not bringing Titus with me on the trip. He's staying here, but this is Titus so far. Some of the bubbles that I've worked on are hidden in the Nurge hoop, but I think I showed them on the last. I think this was more centered on the last video. So yeah, that is Titus. I added some more bubbles and I added more to his body. And I don't think that his glove and like his arm were done in the last video. So now he has like this whole arm and glove are done. His head is done. Yeah. So I got this from Needleminder Lair, and they have a lot of fun like fandom smalls and in the Final Fantasy kind of like JRPG family of subject matter. But they also have a lot of just other cute little things. Like they have like koi and like lo-fi, kind of like really like hyper neon lo-fi aesthetic. And they're all like smalls. So there's a really great, and they are always having sales and different things. So Needleminder Lair, I linked them last time, but I will link them again in the description. So yeah, Titus Bubbles. This is on a, I want to say a 16 count Ada. I believe this is called like Arctic Ice or something. I got it off of 123 Stitch, I believe. I really like this fabric. It does warp a little bit. It warps the stitching a little bit, but this is such easygoing stitching. It's one of these stitches where like it's like the pixel art style, so it's not really, you know, I don't think everything needs to like lay flat and be perfect and things like that. So yeah. And then I'm doing 3 strands. I think for my next Needleminder Lair piece, I might try it with 2 strands because it is getting a little, I don't know if it's because of the fabric is not that stiff. It's very soft for an Ada because I guess because it's been dyed or what have you. But I'm just going to try two strands next time. It's not a big concern of mine. It's just, oh, I might have an easier time with this if it's 2 strands. But yeah, that's Titus. I'm going to put him back. Super easy, super fun to work on. Okay, so you have seen these eggs before, but you haven't seen them on this fabric and with this floss. So these ornamental eggs are by Daily Pattern Post on Etsy. And I started a new egg. So far, I only have 1 egg completed. I have another egg that is like a third, a fourth of the way done. That was a red egg, but I was really, when this came in the mail, I was really, really, really excited to work on it, like this fabric and this floss, because these were the colors I wanted to work with in the first place. Um, so this fabric is called Luna Moth, and it's 18 count. It is by Be Stitch Me. It's a little bit, I thought it was going to be a little less like, I'm trying to think of like the color. I thought it was going to be a little more duller in blue, like a little bit of a grayer blue, but that's okay. I still really like this color. It's kind of like a skyish blue. It does remind me of like moth wings. And then the thread is called Dreary, and it's like a gray blue um, variegated floss. But I already like how that's looking so far. Yeah. And this is such an easy stitch. It's like a stitch that I can do. Usually I work on the underwater tapestry at night, but one night I was like, I really want to stitch, but I don't want to work on underwater tapestry because it's big, it's heavy, I have to wear thimbles. I had to take them off in order to thread the needle. I just wanted something a little bit more compact and where I didn't have to like wear thimbles if I didn't want to. So this is super easy because I have the pattern on my phone. So super easy for that purpose. And if I wanted to, I could do like an egg within 24 hours. Like I've already done that before with the first egg. So it just goes by really fast. And I am bringing this with me to Kansas City. Okay. Once again, I forgot to pull out the underwater tapestry, so I have to go get up and get it. I do this in every video. I don't know what is wrong with me. I have everything laid out except for this one. Yeah. I'm back. I've kind of slowed down with this one because I hit like this major milestone with completing this mermaid motif in the middle on the bottom half. I'm just going to show that to you again. So yeah, finished her, and then I kind of slowed down, but not completely because I started working. I decided to go back to the edge and work my way towards the mermaid. So I'm like working on these two cells right here. But also, before I even started working on that, I went up top and I did more of the tree. So I don't know if it's like, if it's noticeable. Okay, let me try to. But this is, I just kind of like went over more. Okay, here we go. I just moved over more to my right. Yeah, worked on this area a little bit more. Just slowly creeping over to that side. So yeah, that's where I am with that. I am bringing the underwater tapestry with me to Kansas City, but I'm not going to work on it on the plane. That would be so kind of discourteous. I would be flapping this all over the place. I try to make sure that I sit where between my kids so that I can stitch without elbowing other people. And if I elbow my kids, it's fine. They don't care. So yeah. But this is like a great piece to have in the, sorry, I am trying to figure out how to fold this. Okay, I did not fold it right, but I'll do that later. It's a great piece to have in the hotel at the end of the day or like in between, events and stuff like that. It's definitely going to be like my hotel stitch. So, and I'm actually looking forward to just like chilling in a hotel, watching TV on the little sofa and stitching. I don't know. I think it's going to be relaxing. Okay, so my last WIP in rotation, I have decided to pull out Blueberry J by Jet X Stitch. I know this is a popular one. Shout out if you are working on Blueberry J right now. So yeah, I had already started this piece like during Sampler September because it came in the mail. I was excited about it. I wanted to see how I liked it because it was like, this is the highest fabric count that I'm working on right now. I've never worked with one strand of floss before, so I just really needed to, you know, get my hands in there to see how I felt about it. And I think the last time I showed you guys, I had only done like just a little bit of this. Well, I moved on to a third color, and this is my progress so far. It's slow, but I don't care. I feel like I'm enjoying myself while I work on it. And yeah, let's see. So this is 40 count Pickle Newcastle from 123 Stitch. This is not the called for fabric. The called for fabric is like malachite. It's also in 40 count. I'm really glad they did not have that when I was ordering the materials for this. So, but I'm really glad that I ended up with this other green because it's still mottled, has that mottled look that I wanted for the background, but it's just not that dark. And I don't know if you've been watching my videos, but I complain a lot about stitching on dark fabric. So I think I can only have one WIP in all of my projects at a time that is on dark fabric. And right now that is the Tea Time Sampler, which is on the shelf. It is not, it is out of rotation at the moment. But I think working with such like one strand and such high count, I need the fabric to be not dark. So yeah, and I think that it's gonna look really cool when it's done. And like I'm excited to see more people stitch this. Just as people finish wrapping up Red Cherry Magpie and things of that nature. So, but I haven't been watching too many people stitch this because I don't know. I have this weird thing where I can't really like see too much progress on something that I am also working on. So yeah, I probably won't go looking around for who's working on Blueberry J until unless I'm already following people that are working on it until I get a little bit further into the piece. But yeah, that is Blueberry J. Oh, and what kind of made me pull the plug and like decide to work on this, I was just walking through my neighborhood, like just I walked to pick up my kids, and like on the way of dropping off my kid, I saw two blue jays, and I texted my husband because he's like very kind of into what's it very kind of very mildly into bird watching, and he just kind of knows random facts about like the really common species in our area. But I said, Eli, there's blue jays. Like we haven't seen them in such a long time. And then on the way to picking up my kids, I saw like 5 of them in my neighbor's backyard. And I was like, what is going on? I never see this many blue jays at once. And it got me thinking about Blueberry Jay. I just had it by my bed in the little strawberry bag that it hangs out in. And I pulled it out and I just kind of like added a stitch, and yeah, I was feeling really good. I also kitted it up. You know we're serious. Well, I'm at least serious. I don't kit stuff up and then put it away. I work on stuff, and then if I really feel like I'm going to be working on it for a while, then I will kit stuff up. So yeah, I got it kitted up. I have a lot of extra floss. I only put like a little bit on the floss drops. I got them all labeled. Yeah. that was a fun little activity. I was like watching Flosstube while kitting this up, and yeah, I was excited about it. So yeah, I'm ready to work on this, and I'm gonna work on it today after I'm done with this video. Okay, so that's all I have for WIPs. I'm really happy with my rotation. Um, like I said before, I think I don't think I'm like 100% a monogamous stitcher, but I definitely feel like I cannot work on a bunch of stuff at one time for long periods of time. So I think having or 3 to 4. The underwater tapestry is so fun and easy that sometimes I forget that it's in my rotation. But I have 3 counted crosses right now, and Titus is an easy small, and my ornaments are pretty light stitching as well. And then I have one challenging one. And I'm not really like, I don't have any deadlines. I do not count my stitches. Like I actually don't I don't use, what is it called? Pattern Keeper or any kind of, because I have Apple products. I don't use any other kind of like Apple like Pattern Keeper adjacent. I use Adobe Acrobat. Yeah, I have like an Adobe subscription, and it works for me just fine. Like I'm able to highlight and do all the things that people do. It just doesn't give me like those stitchy stats and stuff like that. Um, oh, something I did not put this little, what are these things called? Bobbin. I forgot to put this bobbin in here with that. Okay. So yeah, let's talk about stash. So I'm going to put pictures up, but the first thing I want to talk about, first piece out of my stash I want to talk about is Orchids by Owl Forest Embroidery. I got this PDF from, I got the PDF from Etsy a long time ago, like when I was first going crazy, getting a bunch of stuff. And orchids are one of my favorite flowers. That's one of my orchids right there. It's not in bloom right now. If you haven't been following me from the beginning, yes, I like orchids. And I think this is really cool. I already have the fabric for this, but it is that dark sort of fabric. And that was the one that I accidentally got. I accidentally ordered 2 packs of it. So I repurposed one of them for my daily pattern post tea time sampler. And yeah, and then obviously I set one aside for when I get to orchids. I don't have any of the floss for orchids, but it's definitely a piece I'm looking forward to. And one of my like personal stitchy goals is to stitch a piece that features a flower that I have either successfully grown, or that has already been growing in my yard, in my garden. So yeah, orchids are definitely on the list. So yeah, I'm excited for when I get to that. And then the last little piece of stash that I'm going to show you is Strawberry Frogs by Box and Fox. Box and Fox is a shop on Etsy. They sell a lot of modern folk stuff and just modern art in general. I call it blobby. The style is kind of blobby. If you have been following me for a while, you may be familiar with my my koi pond piece that's also from Box and Fox. So yeah, what I plan to do with the strawberry frogs, I do not want to stitch that whole thing together. I want to stitch smalls. So that's kind of like a bunch of little projects, like 4 or 5 projects all together. And I want to like mix and match the frogs with like the little tiny leafy strawberry heart motifs and stuff like that when I pick them out to stitch them. And I think I'm going to save that piece for the strawberry moon sal, because I found out about the strawberry moon sal when it was like literally there was like 1 day left of it, and I was like, oh, that's like such a really cute sal, and I had already gotten strawberry frogs, so I kind of wanted to like I like slow I was starting it, but I don't like the fabric. I don't like the Ada that I was working on it, so I decided to start over with it. But I was like, well, let me just save strawberry frogs until the next strawberry moon sal. So I'm saving that for strawberry moon sal. Super excited for it. It's really cute. I already have like fabric that I think would go really well with it. I do have all the floss for it. So I'm like ready to go with that one. But yeah, those are my two pieces of stash. Let me know what you think. Also, I meant to say this in the beginning. Like I said, I'm going to Kansas City. If you know of any good cross stitch shops in Kansas City, like downtown Kansas City, not too far off the grid. We're going to be like in downtown, and we're not going any we're not going to go outside of the city part. So, I'm going to try to look up some spots, but if you know of one that is like, no, you have to go to this one, leave a comment, let me know. I will be excited to check that out. But yeah, like the video if you liked the video, subscribe, let me know your thoughts about anything that I showed off in this video. Tell me if you're working on anything similar, things of that nature. So yeah, until next time, have a good one. Bye.